Hello, my name is Ray Tunes. I wanted to make a video because there's a lot of things that are concerning me right now. Are we done as a free country? Without a free press, we are done. It used to be the press was equally critical of both sides during an election, during a campaign. Would put the tough questions forward to each candidate and push back when the answers were untrue. Well, that's not the case anymore, as it was very evident in the last debate moderated by ABC. The um, the moderators did not even feign neutrality; it was just blatant. They constantly fact checked President Trump, and I think they only fact checked Kamala once, but it was a very soft, innocent subject, nothing important. They, at several times, Mr. Muir was actually debating with Mr. Trump, President Trump. I call him President Trump because, as a former president, out of respect, he deserves that title. This is what I would call him President Obama, President Obama, President Clinton, President Clinton. A lot of people call Hillary and Secretary, or what was the other term they use for ambassadors? Not ambassadors, but anyway, the Honorable uh, Hillary Clinton. But I'm getting off the subject here. Muir actually became an actual participant in the debate where Trump was debating him on whether or not pets were being eaten in Ohio and crime statistics. And he was citing uh, facts that he had prepared already, you know, because he knew Trump was going to bring this up. So he had a gotcha about the mayor saying that was false. Whereas hundreds of videos have been posted of people on the ground saying that this is true, actual videos of this actually happening. The mayor, of course, doesn't want to make his town look bad, or I don't know what his political affiliation with, but it fit the narrative of Mr. Muir, so he cited that mayor and no one else. Same thing with the crime statistics. In 2021, the Biden administration changed reporting on crime statistics, not reporting immigrant crime, not reporting crimes in certain cities, not reporting certain levels of it's a totally warped crime reporting system that is illegitimate, has been debunked, and is not considered credible. And that's what Mr. Muir was citing. And Mr. Trump, President Trump, who I don't think is very articulate, you know, said that's not true, that's false. You know, that's he was citing bad reports. He didn't know exactly how to articulate it correctly as this polished uh, journalist, so-called journalist. I use air quotes. I can't do air quotes with both hands because one hand air quote, I'm holding the phone. Anyway, there's many other things. Then we have the constant, for the last 3.5 years, covering, protecting the incompetence and lack of really having a real president, the incompetence of President Biden. By the way, who's running our country now anyway? He's been vacationing ever since the debate. We don't know what's really going on. Who's running the show? I'll tell you who's running the show. The same people who have been running the show for the last 3.5 years. Because I know he hasn't been doing it. We all know he hasn't been doing it. When conservative or regular media, unbiased media, brought up President Biden's problems with speech slurring and forgetting what he was, the Honorable Press Secretary KJP said they were cheap fakes. you know, I had to laugh out loud. There's only one member of the piece of the Washington Press Corps that holds this administration's feet to the fire. And one of them is that guy from Africa, that reporter. I don't know his name, but he's outspoken, and of course they don't call on him. Sometimes he has to yell over the mic. You're not calling on me. You know the guy I'm talking about. I love that guy. And then of course, Mr. Ducey's son, um, Peter Ducey. And of course they call on him occasionally because to try to act as if they're being fair. You know? And of course they have her prepared in her big book of everything. But then there's social media, okay? Facebook, Twitter under Dorsey, not the X under Elon, but the former Twitter, Facebook, and Google. Yes, and even this channel. There's been done a lot of censoring, a lot of canceling of people who do not fit the narrative that they like. An example is any mention of vaccine side effects. Whoops, you're canceled. Say anything about commentators, like on the Blaze, would have to Sarah Gonzalez, Pat Gray, Glenn Beck. They were referring to the vaccine. They would have to use the V instead of saying the word vaccine, because if they use the word vaccine, the algorithms would automatically cut them off. So then there's the infamous Twitter files, where the FBI was called upon and visited and kept a file and giving information to social media as to what they wanted censored, what they didn't want censored. And we've seen hearings, Senate hearings, and we've seen whistleblowers from the FBI that have shamefully been treated badly and not protected under the Whistleblower Act. What else am I forgetting? Oh, the infamous laptop that was Russian disinformation. And the mainstream media touted the Biden administration's prepared report from former intelligence officials, 50 former intelligence officials, saying that this was Russian disinformation, and they ran with that, and they canceled the New York Post, one of the oldest American newspapers, if not the oldest, that was started doggone it, I forgot his name. They did a musical about him. Anyway, now all of a sudden, 2.5 years later, or 3.5 years later, the New York Times comes out with this little article saying, "Oh yeah, the laptop is real. Never mind. Never mind that we covered this false information and gave it credibility. It was real." Is America seeing this? Is America wise to this? Are they watching only cable and mainstream media news, like CBS, the networks, CNN? Are they watching online channels like The Blaze, channels like The Daily Wire, The Rubin Report, Sarah Gonzalez, Pat Gray, Glenn Beck, even Russell Brand? I don't know what Tucker Carlson did specifically to get him automatically just fired from Fox, but he was the number one rated political op-ed program on cable in the world. And had the most viewers, and from one day to the next, gone. Whose toes did he step on? What's going on here? Is America seeing this? Are they blind? Is this generation blind? Is this generation just gone completely wacko when they don't know what a woman is, don't know what a man is? Anyway, if you like my comments, this is my first really YouTube video that I make. I'm making it in my truck at work. And like and subscribe, and I'm going to try to bring you more questions and more comments from this conservative Cuban American. Yes, I am a Cuban American. I was born in Cuba. Came here when I was 5 years old. I'm 65 years old. But I'm an American. And I'm an immigrant, a legal immigrant. My family came here fleeing communism. They were high up in the government and society in Cuba. And if we stayed there, we would have been purged. Yes, they had purges in Cuba. It's not covered. Executions at the Havana Baseball Stadium. El Paredón. It's called the firing squad. You'd have a kangaroo court here on the left, and on the right, you'd have the firing squad, and the crowd was cheering. Yes, it was like Rome and the Colosseum. And you know who was in charge of this? Who was the head prosecutor and executioner? The famous freedom fighter, Che Guevara. Anyway, I have comments and questions, and I'll try to address your comments. And thank you for watching. God bless America.